Ladies, gentlemen, and super people, I guess, I don't make Supergirl videos. Next to never really, and I haven't made one since, I believe, the beginning several months of this channel. Yes, believe it or not, I used to cover Supergirl, but this isn't such a normal video, because if you haven't realized already, yes, I know I'm late to this, but I know people want me to cover this for those who watch it, but Supergirl is ending after season 6. No, it hasn't been cancelled. Lots of people and places, articles, other channels like to say cancelled, but there is a big difference between cancelled and ending. A cancelled show is when a show of which had a desire to carry on gets cancelled for ratings reasons, other reasons, and stuff like that. This seems to be some kind of behind the scenes understanding, and I'll get into that in just a second, but it's also not the biggest surprise to fans. I mean, due to Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl, getting pregnant, well, she probably had the baby now, and also to her being the lead, for people for a while have speculated that this may very well have been something the show would struggle with going forward, and if anything, to a lot of fans in the know of Melissa Benoist, she's likely craving for her work to be centered around Broadway in the future rather than committing to more seasons of being the lead on Supergirl. Now, Melissa Benoist had this to say about it. I guess you could say this is a statement as such, that it's not going mega in detail, but either way, I'm going to read that out before I get into everything else I want to discuss surrounding the ending of Supergirl. So to say it has been an honor portraying this iconic character would be a massive understatement. Seeing this incredible impact the show has had on young girls around the world has always left me humbled and speechless. She's had that impact on me too. She's taught me strength I didn't know I had, to find hope in the darkest of places, and that we are stronger when we're united. What she stands for pushes all of us to be better. She has changed my life for the better, and I'm forever grateful. I'm so excited that we get to plan our conclusion to this amazing journey, and I cannot wait for you to see what we have in store. I promise we're going to make it one hell of a final season, and then a little love heart. So yeah, that was like a nice little message from Melissa Benoist. Obviously, there's no official statement saying she has left the show. Her contract was only for 5 or 6 seasons, so she kind of wanted to bail out. This comes along the timing of her having a baby. She probably wants to do different work anyway. Not to say that she hasn't enjoyed being Supergirl, but there's nothing like that. There's nothing. They're not going to be that transparent, even though we might still find out a bit more about it. And yes, a lot of people are commenting that this does happen to come in this whole ending of Supergirl with season 6 at the same time as the arrival of Superman and Lois, coming in, I believe, January 2021, which is convenient because, well, a new Kryptonian is taking the CW versus, or the Arrowverse's place, and that is Superman himself. And this may be weird to say, but I wouldn't be mega surprised if in the future that Kara, or should I say Melissa Benoist, makes some kind of appearance in the future of Superman and Lois in Smallville. And that would be a pleasant mini crossover for fans to see if she felt up to it one day. I'm not saying that is happening, because at the same time, when you do a role like this, that Stephen Amell said it as well, but to be honest, the circumstances surrounding his leaving of the show was obviously death, if you will, or some kind of freaking spectre-y, God knows what else kind of situation that was going on. So if Kara, depending on the way they end it, of which I will get into in a second for Supergirl season 6, I wouldn't be surprised if she was up for, during Superman season 2 or 3, a mini crossover episode, that just one episode. Think of it like when Barry went over to Kara's Earth. That would be really fun. Say what you will about Supergirl. Some of you may know I don't watch it. I don't particularly enjoy it that much. However, I really didn't enjoy that episode. I like Kara, but the show just isn't really for me. So I would be so down for a future crossover if, this is a few years down the line, she's been doing some Broadway, but the CW are like, hey, do you want to come back from whatever place you went to with potentially Mon-El or something, and then, hey, do a thing with your cousin because he needs your help? That would be awesome. But how will it end? Honestly, God knows. I mean, you have the Earths merged now, and that was a huge thing coming out of Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, the Flash's Central City and Supergirl's National City are practically neighbors, so it's kind of weird if you think about it. I do believe that the CW is stepping into the next era, if you will, of their superhero show making, but at the same time, Crisis on Infinite Earths, say what you will about it, I didn't think it was that great, to be honest. We have some weird things going on. I mean, do you remember how Batwoman was meant to cross over with Supergirl. And I could be wrong, but like, wasn't that meant to then go over to Superman and Lois? But either way, we don't have Supergirl now. We don't have Batwoman. Well, we do have Supergirl for season 6, but you get my point. It's just, I don't know. It's things are strange. But the thing is, and this is a hard thing to write for any show closing, to be honest, especially when some fans, felt as though the show probably could have gone on a bit longer by a season or two, in that, why wouldn't Supergirl be around anymore? I mean, sure, you could just say that the world has Clark Kent, Superman, but that kind of goes against the whole conception of the show and the point of Kara putting on the cape in the first place. So, I don't envy the writers who have to come up with an ending that will please all fans in the terms of a superhero closure for Kara's character, because you could say, oh, Mon-El will pop up again, they will just exile themselves and have happy days and, I don't know, kisses and cuddles for whatever the rest of time somewhere else. But do you know what I mean? Then some people will be like, yeah, but why wouldn't she come back and protect? I don't know. You get my point. So it's not going to please everyone, but I'm sure, like everything else in the season, as Melissa Benoist said, is going to be a hell of a season. They're going to go out with a big bang. Why wouldn't they? And to be honest, 6 seasons is very decent, especially when a lot of shows don't make it to even season 4 these days. I mean, think about it. I mean, I know this isn't like a streaming service show, and network slots, I guess, they don't, especially the CW, they don't require too many numbers to get those, renewals for future seasons in order so they can show their ads during their episode. For them, it's not a whole bunch, but if you look at Netflix and stuff like that, they cancel shows in their infancy all the time. But even then, you have shows on network that still do get cancelled very early. So it's definitely still a triumph and an achievement that Supergirl got to season 6. And this is the second Arrowverse show to end, I believe, after Arrow. There's a lot of kind of memes going around now, almost, of these pictures of Barry with Oliver and Kara, in the photo shoots, and they're just kind of disappearing. Or there's other stuff of the whole CW Justice League, if you will, and 2 characters already gone. But it is what it is, and these shows ending, I feel like, are for the right reasons. They could have gone on longer. Arrow could have gone on longer, but as many of you should already know, they ended that show as well. That didn't get cancelled. Supergirl, very similar situation, and I don't blame Melissa Benoist for being like, you know what, I'm dipping. I've had a good ride. 6 seasons is decent enough. I've got a kid that I probably want to spend more time with. I'm still going to film around 20 episodes for the new season. We're going to do our best to close those 20 episodes out in the most badass way that we can. And in the future, who knows about coming back to Superman and Lois. And that just reminds me about Superman and Lois. It's still continuing on. I know some of you don't like Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. Personally, I really do feel like he is a decent Superman. I just don't like the way the CW have kind of handled Tyler Hoechlin's character of this iteration of Clark. However, I do believe the fact that they're getting their own show now, finally Superman will be held in kind of the spotlight that he deserves. And what I mean by that is, just watch Crisis on Infinite Earths, or any time that Tyler Hoechlin's Superman has been on screen. He's always been far inferior to Kara's Supergirl. And yes, I know Supergirl is meant to be stronger, but trust me, there's just instances where it's just weird. It's like Superman is just a little person you can flick. I don't know. It wasn't good. But for the Supergirl fans on this channel, I would love to know what you think of this. I know I don't cover Supergirl, but it's still going to be really interesting reading all of your thoughts. I would just love to know if how you feel about in general about the show ending, but also very interestingly, what story do you think they're going to go with as to why Kara isn't really operating as Supergirl anymore. And the reason why I say that is because, yeah, you could say the show's ending, but Kara could still be out there. That's just not going to happen, because you would see her in some capacity then. So I think a lot of people are going to suggest some kind of romantic kind of ending with Mon-El in some way, but I'm still thinking, why would she leave Earth? Sure, you could say it's because she wants to go to another location if it does go the Mon-El ending, but then it's like, why did you become Supergirl in the first place? If you're just going to say, don't worry, the Earth now has Superman protecting it, so, I'm just going to go off on a holiday for an extended period of time. But so I would love to know your theories in a decent way that the writers could tackle that kind of issue. Obviously, though, guys, I want to stress this. It's going to be a lot more well thought out than the way I presented it there. I don't intend to take the piss with that. And to be honest, just in the end of all of this, I'm kind of surprised that Legends hasn't ended first. somehow that show is still going. Other than that though, guys, if you did enjoy this brief discussion video, I'd appreciate a like on the channel. Of course, one of your comments, as I just kind of said. If you want to talk to me further about this in voice chat or even just text chat to me, I do have a Discord server which you can join in the top pinned comment down below. It is linked there. All you have to do is create an account, join, and you can talk to me about all of this kind of stuff. I do have a merch store where you can help support the channel by buying a shirt or a new hat that I've just got on the store, as well as my Patreon where you can help pledge and get some rewards in return, and the join button on this channel where you can get some exclusive tiers unlocked in rewards as well. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.